Tonight we're hearing from police about a SWAT situation that blocked the street in a Pasco neighborhood this afternoon. And the rules are changing for pets in Yakima. They'll be a little more expensive, but you'll also get more leeway on barking. The details coming up. And taking a look outside, it turned into a really nice day today here in the Tri-Cities. We're talking about near freezing temperatures overnight though. Jason has the details and your first alert wet forecast coming up.
Now, KVEW local news at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with teachers and students licking plastic glass at a Kennewick school. That's what's captured in a video taken at Desert Hills Middle School. Our Madeline Hagan joins us in studio. Maddie, parents are not happy about this.
Yeah, Alyssa, we received permission to use the video that was posted on Facebook, and it's gained a lot of attention so far. So it appears to be a game played between students and staff at the middle school, licking whipped cream off both sides of the plastic glass, and it's not sitting well with parents. We have blurred this footage to protect the identity of the minors in the video. We're told this all happened during an assembly before spring break. A letter was sent to families of Desert Hills students from Superintendent Dr. Tracy Pierce. In part, it says the video's content does not reflect the high standards that staff are held to, and the video itself is deeply concerning. The situation is being investigated by the district. Now on Facebook, some people weren't as put off by the assembly game, some saying it was just for fun and laughter, and parents are overreacting to it. Later tonight on KAPP Local News, we'll hear from one student who wished to remain anonymous who was at that very assembly. Alyssa, back to you.
Thanks, Maddie. A big police presence this afternoon in a Pasco neighborhood near Opal and 9th, just off Court Street. The U.S. Marshals were serving warrants when a man who was wanted for failing to appear in court for a felony assault charge allegedly refused to leave his house. Captain Paramore with the Pasco Police Department says in this situation, they called in on-duty SWAT members to bolster police presence.
We're trying to implement and continue to use the time, distance, and shielding principles that we're being told to use. If people want to know why are there so many police officers are out here, it's because that's what's being required of us now, and it actually makes things safe.
Officials say thankfully this situation ended peacefully. The man surrendered to police. He'll be booked into the Benton County Jail. And Captain Paramore says the standoff itself didn't last longer than an hour. No one was injured during the situation. Now, just before our crews watched that situation unfold, they were talking to the people who ensure first responders, like police, get to the right place. We're talking about 911 dispatchers, and this week they're being celebrated for their hard work in a very challenging field. They're the calm voices at the other end of a line during an emergency. In terms of career field, public safety telecommunications is relatively new. The first 911 call was placed in the late 60s. One local dispatcher says they take a lot of pride in their work, but it can be stressful, which makes personal care outside of work very important.
We have a great supervisor that has done a lot of work helping them learn about sleep. Sleep is really important, about wellness, about self-care, about critical incident stress management, different things to kind of help them find a way to get rid of some of the stress that comes with the job.
Amy says with a shortage of dispatchers, it does make work a little harder. So if you're looking for a career, this one might be worth looking into. Later tonight at 6, you'll hear her most memorable call on the job. But for right now, let's talk weather. It turned into a nice day today, but will it continue? Jason Valentine has your first alert weather forecast.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Oh, we've made it to midweek. Hope you had a wonderful day today. And after a tumultuous start to our work week, Monday we had those heavy showers. Yesterday we had those heavy winds. Things settling down today, though we've seen a few little bits of shower activity, mostly sunny skies, and we're going to see mostly clear skies overnight. That does mean for another very chilly morning tomorrow. This morning we were barely around the freezing mark, so it looks like that will return. As we head into tomorrow, we could see a little bit of evening showers popping up, but still we're looking at mostly sunny skies, and that's going to continue into our weekend. And we are going to be slowly warming up into our weekend. We're still quite a bit below our average today, and we're going to be just slightly warmer tomorrow, maybe getting to around the 60-degree mark to the mid to upper 50s for our areas, as opposed to mid to lower 50s we saw today. So a very chilly overnight period, but a pretty nice Thursday with maybe a shower activity a little bit here and there on the way. I'll get you ready for that in a sneak preview of your weekend, my full forecast. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. The state legislature faces another key deadline tonight. With 11 days left in the session, bills that were sent from the House to the Senate and from the Senate to the House have to be passed, with a few exemptions. Now, what we typically see a lot of at this point in the legislative session is proposals that have been, for example, approved by the House, changed in the Senate, and now have to be sent back to the House for a final review. That's exactly what happened with a proposal to change zoning restrictions statewide. House Bill 1110 would make it so that most cities have to allow duplexes and fourplexes in most neighborhoods, regardless of local zoning rules. While opponents say local governments should be the ones allowed to make the rules for housing, advocates on both sides of the aisle say this proposal would increase housing options and it would give property owners more freedom. Now again, that bill has one more hurdle to pass before it could go to the governor's desk. That could happen anytime between now and the end of the session. The city of Yakima has made substantial changes to the animal control section of its municipal code that affect dog and cat owners alike. KAPP-KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us one of the big changes is that licensing fees have nearly doubled.
Instead of spending $15 per year for a dog that's been spayed and neutered, it's now $25 a year. And if your dog hasn't been spayed or neutered, instead of paying $30 a year, you'll now be paying $75. They've also increased the threshold for barking dog complaints. Now only taking complaints when the dogs have been barking for at least 15 minutes and requiring calls from two neighbors in separate households or a recording of the behavior.
It's just been kind of long overdue, and it really does allow for kind of some more efficient processes and clarity, not only for those enforcing the code, but also for our community members.
Another big change is that instead of having one animal control officer to oversee all of the complaints for all of the city, it'll now be handled by a team of community safety officers, non-commissioned, over at the Yakima Police Department. Reporting, Emily Goodell, KAPP-KVEW Local News.
Thanks, Emily. Here in the Tri-Cities, just a reminder, tonight is your chance to weigh in on plans to rebuild a power line in Richland. Bonneville Power Administration says adding an extra circuit to the Richland-Stevens line should help keep the lights on, especially at high demand times and extremely hot and cold weather. The project would impact a lot of homes and businesses, and it would cost millions. You can learn more about the proposal and share your thoughts with BPA tonight at the Richland Library from 6 until 8. And upgrading the entire nation's electrical grid is a big part of the Biden administration's efforts to go green and to encourage more people to drive electric cars. This morning, we got our first glimpse of new proposals to get more people buying electric cars and trucks. The New York Times called the proposed rules as significant as Henry Ford's first test drive. ABC's M. Nguyen has the details.
The goal of the new rules is to ensure that 54% of new cars sold in the U.S. by 2030 are electric. The auto industry has already pledged to make electric vehicles 50% of new car sales by that same year. But they have a long way to go. Less than 6% of vehicles sold last year in the U.S. were electric. Experts say in the end, this is just a proposal by the Biden administration, not necessarily a requirement.
They are assumptions built into models rather than hard requirements. But CAFE is designed to be a bit of an elastic band, and it's designed purposefully to stretch to the consumer demands. If consumers prefer larger cars, then the CAFE targets and the fuel efficiency targets come down accordingly.
Convincing consumers won't be easy. A new poll shows only 4 in 10 Americans are even considering an electric car as their next vehicle. Many are turned off by the sticker price. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now, there are tax incentives to try and lower that sticker price, but new rules that kick in next week require that an electric vehicle battery be at least 50% made in North America, and at least 40% of the critical minerals in the battery have to come from the United States or a country that we have a free trade agreement with. And another proposal from the Biden administration is generating some controversy. The federal government now looking at potentially cutting the amount of water that California, Arizona, and Nevada can take from the Colorado River. Officials say after years of drought and increasing demand, it's now time to take drastic action.
We cannot kick the can on finding solutions, and the women and men responsible for managing the system for the benefit of 40 million Americans and countless ecosystems.
50 years down the road, unless we come up with solutions, farming won't be here. No one can produce it like the Colorado River can for food. Nowhere on earth is it done like that.
Now, we have seen an unusually wet and snowy winter for California this year. That's helped replenish some of their water supplies, but experts warn it will not be enough to fully repair the damage. Now, cutting the water allotment is basically still at the idea stage, but an actual plan is expected later this year. And grocery prices are finally going down for the first time in almost 2.5 years. That's according to new numbers released this morning from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's not a big drop, less than 1.5% between February and March. But overall, inflation seems to be slowing down. The Consumer Price Index shows Americans' bills rose about 5% from March of last year until March of this year. Taking a look outside in Kennewick, we're seeing the prices fall, but hopefully temperature is rising a little bit as we head towards the weekend. Jason Valentine has a look at one more very cold evening before we get to those warmer temperatures. And the spring weather means it's time to start planning for summer gardening. Tonight, we're highlighting a project that gives Walla Walla seniors a chance to socialize and get outdoors. That's next on KAPP KVEW Local News at 5.
The last thing you want people thinking about when they're in their golden years is money. We have a new family member living with us, which is my mother-in-law, Kathleen. She has had MS since my husband's been 6. We have our caregivers that come into the home and help out with her. She gets showers every day. Walk Cares is a really unique program. As you get older, you're still cared for and you're still valuable. It's just great to know that if needed, Walk Cares will be there for them.
Your son is right here. Can you please stand up?
From the hit television series on E! Entertainment.
He just said to me, "That's my mother." I just saw him lean down and kiss you.
Meet Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium, for a special evening of live psychic readings.
He says to me that here in this world, you are always on him and on him and on him and on him.
For more event and ticket information,
I really hope this helps you.
and to meet Matt Frazier, visit meetmattfrazier.com. Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' compensation benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630. Bothwell and Hamill.
Stan, who is that?
Okay, Roy, I went to the basement, found a weird portal, went through, found myself in a prehistoric valley, talked to a couple dinos, told them about Triple Play. They wanted to check it out. Here we are.
Wow!
Hi, Roy.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She'll leave whenever we're ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready to hit the road and make unforgettable memories with your family? Look no further than our RVs, designed with comfort and adventure in mind.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
My experience at Broadmoor RV has been professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
The RV we have now is pretty spacious compared to what we had before. It feels like a home away from home.
Broadmoor RV makes camping fun.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan.
Welcome back. It's that time of year. The Washington State Department of Agriculture is treating properties in Grandview, Sunnyside, and Mabton for Japanese beetles over the next 2 weeks. These are invasive pests that wreak havoc on crops and lawns and gardens. They went from just a handful discovered in the region in 2020 to over 23,000 in 2022. Now, the adults don't show up until around mid-June. They look like this. But officials are hoping that using a pesticide to kill off the larvae in affected residential and commercial properties across the lower valley will help reduce population. If you do see a Japanese beetle, report it to the WSDA.
We really, truly couldn't have done it without that. And we've already found another population of the beetles in Wapato because of somebody's community report.
You can see a map of the affected areas and see if you might need to consider treating your property for Japanese beetles on the WSDA website. We also have a link on our website, yaktrinews.com. Jefferson Park in Walla Walla is seeing some new fixtures supported by recent grants. Volunteers just installed new garden beds at the park right behind the Walla Walla Senior Center. They say pretty flowers aren't the goal for these garden beds. They're intended to provide healthy food and new friendships for seniors and neighbors. Brian Berry with the Walla Walla Senior Center says there are more than 120 people who eat lunch at the center every day, and they're looking forward to sourcing their own food.
We have to have a nutritionist approve our menus, and we go through a lot of effort to make sure that we're providing healthy options, but having healthy options that we can grow here on site is really exciting as well.
This endeavor is being led by the Blue Zones project in Walla Walla Valley, Walla Walla's Sustainable Living Center, the Pacific Power Foundation, and more organizations. The grand opening of the 3 new garden beds at the center of Jefferson Park in Walla Walla is coming up in June.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday, everyone. Again, hope you had a wonderful day today. A very chilly Wednesday, especially this morning, and our temperature is still well below our average, though we are going to slowly warm up into the weekend. Small showers still possible tonight, but in our overnight period, things should settle down quite nicely, and then maybe some small showers as we get to tomorrow. I'll get to that in the future cast. So as we're moving into the evening hours, we still could see just a bit of shower activity along the Blues. They've seen the most, least opportunity of showers today. But those winds that we saw yesterday, they have very much settled down. Our overnight period should be pretty settled into tomorrow morning, but as we get to the middle of our afternoon to the evening hours, we could see just little bits of shower activity showing up. They'll be very quick if they do show up, and then they're just going to move along as we get into early on Friday. And Friday looks to be a very nice day, mostly sunny skies. That should be the jewel of the weekend as we see a little bit of cloud coverage popping up as we get to Saturday and Sunday. So our temperature trend, we remain about 10 degrees below our average today, and then we're just going to be slowly getting close to our average and then above it as we get to our weekend. And for the past 3 weeks, this is what we've seen. Below average temperatures for our work week, and then a bit warmer for our weekend, and then it cools right back down as we get into our next work week, and that is certainly going to be happening as we head into next week. So looking forward to getting out of this pattern, but it certainly is what it is. So winds definitely slower than what we saw yesterday. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds yesterday afternoon. They slowed down quite quickly overnight into today, and we're just looking at maybe some breezy conditions at times through our weekend. We'll see a little bit of a bump as we head into our next work week, but still, folks, we are looking at not too much wind going on for at least the week ahead. So as I said, we are about 10 degrees below our average. That is true for Yakima, 9 degrees below. Even our overnight is behind that matter as well. So chilly conditions to continue, though slightly warmer tomorrow. For the Tri-Cities, exactly 10 degrees below our average and 4 degrees, but again, we're chilly overnight because we don't have too much cloud coverage to hold in whatever heat we have from the day. So tax day, just 6 days away, a week from yesterday. The NFL draft right here on KAPP KVEW ABC is 2 weeks from tomorrow, and we're a little over a month away from Mother's Day. Please do not forget Mom. Never forget Mom. So as we head into our overnight period, we're going to be mostly clear. Overnight lows right around that freezing mark, maybe a little cooler in Toppenish, but do get ready for a very brisk morning tomorrow. As we head into our Thursday, we're going to see quite a bit of sunshine, but still could see those especially late afternoon, early evening shower activity in the mid-Columbia. So just keep an eye out for a spritz or two, mid to upper 50s, lower 60s across the board. So for our 7-day forecast, again, for the week ahead, we have more sunshine than not. We're going to warm up for our weekend in the Tri-Cities, possibly back to the 70s on Sunday, back to the 60s tomorrow. Overnight lows well above the freezing level, though again, we do expect to see possibly a little bit of shower activity for the week ahead, but still more sunshine than not. In the Yakima Valley, we're in the upper 50s tomorrow, Friday, and back to the 60s Saturday through Monday, and then those cooler temperatures rear their ugly heads yet again next week. So folks, as we head into our overnight period, it is going to be calm. We could see a few more little showerlets, especially along the Blue Mountain region tonight. But for your Thursday, get ready for more sunshine and maybe a small shower or two in the middle of your afternoon.
Thanks, Jason. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Walla Walla District hosted an employee awareness walk this afternoon in honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. The walk was around the Walla Walla District Headquarters building. The goal is to show commitment to the U.S. Army's Sexual Harassment and Prevention Program and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. The Walla Walla District Commander says these kinds of events motivate participants to not tolerate sexual assault and harassment.
And it also encourages participation amongst our employees to say that they are not tolerant of sexual assault and harassment in the workplace, and that they are aware of the issues that do go on, and if they do go on, that they are not tolerant of it.
Participants wore teal ribbons to show their support for survivors of sexual abuse and harassment. Coming up, we'll hear more from the commander about the importance of bringing this awareness event to the workplace. And for the first time in history, a drug has been declared an emerging threat to the United States. We're breaking down the federal government's concern about a mixture they're calling facts next on KAPP Local News at 5. And we have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code will take you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download, and there's no subscription fee to use it. We'll be right back.
Portion of KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Tonight, the abortion pill showdown. Will it be banned nationwide? Plus, as the Justice Department investigates the leaked documents, what we now know, more Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
There's no other word quite like home. Not house, not residence, not dwelling. Because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you do one more lap around the park. Or make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging. And that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet and online at McCurleyChevrolet.com.
When you get Spectrum One, you get fast, reliable internet for $49.99. I mean, I could stop right there, but I won't because, surprise, you find out you're also getting free advanced Wi-Fi with Security Shield, which makes it an even better deal. Until another surprise, you find out you're also getting a free line of unlimited mobile with 5G. Amazing! Surprise again, you also get Speed Boost, which makes your Spectrum mobile speeds even faster when you're connected to Wi-Fi. Surprise, it's me. That's a lot of surprises. I should just popped out of that. Point is, with Spectrum One, you're gonna be very surprised by all the free stuff you get. Or you would be if I hadn't already just told you. But still, when you get in there, could you act surprised? A little something for the people in the store.
Get Spectrum One, internet for just $49.99, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free line of unlimited mobile. Visit spectrum.com/surprise, a Spectrum store, or call 844-7-SURPRISE today.
We have a health alert tonight. The White House has declared a so-called zombie drug an emerging threat to the United States. This is the first time in history that a substance has been declared an emerging threat. It's referring to fentanyl mixed with xylazine, which is an animal tranquilizer that's also called tranq. Officials are calling the combination FAX for fentanyl adulterated xylazine. But the New York Times reports many people call this combination a zombie drug because the xylazine causes ulcers and rotting skin, and it can cause a blackout that lasts for hours. It's also particularly dangerous because overdose reversal medications like Narcan don't work on the combination drug. The emerging threat declaration means that the Biden administration now has 90 days to coordinate a nationwide response, and it opens up some funding options to try to find solutions. We'll have a final look at your very chilly evening forecast when we come back. And still ahead, we're hearing the 911 calls from a deadly shooting at the bank in downtown Louisville, Kentucky, as the city is remembering victims with an interfaith vigil. That's all ahead on World News Tonight, coming up at 5:30.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
What's better than super fresh fruits and vegetables? Yep, you've got it. Super fresh fruits and vegetables on sale.
Swing into Super One Foods this Thursday and save big during our 12-hour produce sale. Dole bananas just 48 cents a pound. Fresh broccoli crowns, 98 cents a pound. And sweet juicy cantaloupe, 48 cents a pound.
Super One Foods 12-hour produce sale this Thursday only. Hey, it's better than fresh.
Next, DT, our sweet at-home exclusive with Amanda Klutz and 3-year-old son Elvis, their new loving tribute to Nick Cordero. Next, DT.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP.
Watch me. Watch me jump, dive, and splash. Put me by a pool, I'll be soaked in a flash. A girl in the water to swim like a fish. Just 2 simple legs. That was my wish. I'm a sea turtle, shark, a seal on a slide. This is my day of fun, with nothing to hide. Watch me. Pioneers in orthotic and prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Spring Fever fun has arrived at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Sizzle your way to over $7,000 in cash and free play with 30,000 Spring Fever hot seats every Friday and Saturday. Plus surprise gifts during spring cleaning, swipe and win. Win up to $2,000 cash with our quick cash giveaway and $10,000 bingo April 23rd. With so many ways to win, any day can be yours. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
For decades, we've called this community home and dedicated ourselves to helping those in it so that no matter where you go, in victories and in defeats, in the solitude of a quiet drive, when you're dancing to your favorite song, or wherever you have a shoulder to cry on, you'll feel at home.
Find your way home in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
With trees leafing out and flowers starting to bloom, the city of Pasco is planning to bring more trees to Kurtzman Park with their Arbor Day celebration. 10 trees were planted at the park today by the Boys and Girls Club of Benton and Franklin counties. Officials say they have even more plans for the community.
Address things like creating policies to create greener environments, working with cities, working to change policy that are more green friendly, and trying to reduce issues that are affecting our climate.
Not only is today Washington's Arbor Day, the month of April is also Earth Month, and Pasco City leaders want to give some shade to those who need it during the hot seasons that are coming quick. And after a chilly start today, it actually turned into a pretty nice day to get outside. Jason Valentine has a final look at your forecast.
All right, let's get you ready for your Thursday. We're going to have a very chilly morning tomorrow, and then we're going to be a little warmer, though, right around the 60-degree mark for the Tri-Cities. Again, could see a little bit of shower activity in the middle of your afternoon to the early evening hours. For Yakima, we're right in those, let's just say upper 50s, make us feel a little bit better. For the Walla Walla region, looking nicer as well. We were right around 50 degrees today, so a little bit warmer, still well off of what we saw on Monday. Lower 70s for the Blues. They've been much cooler the last couple of days. And for for Ellensburg, just slowly getting warmer. We were around 51 today, around 53 tomorrow. So overnight, mostly clear. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Just again, the opportunity of seeing a little shower or two is very possible.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. KAPP KVEW Local News is back tonight at 6. And of course, you can find all the latest anytime on our website, yaktrinews.com.